home. Welcome to the Instacart Plus Gigs channel. There's a lot of new subscribers. Thank you so much. A lot of you have migrated from TikTok. Man, TikTok is a different animal. You gotta post like 7-10 times a day there. But I enjoy it. Thank you guys. What is up? I'm gonna wait till some of you jump on board so we can discuss all of this confusion about the Instacart replacement, military replacement mandates. Sorry, yes sir. Good morning, guys. Had a good day yesterday. I did 360, and then I went home. I was in the shower, and another one came for 28 bucks. So I ended up making 370, 380. I had 3 increased tips yesterday. So I'm grateful for that. Most of it is good communication. I know one of them was because of the rubber bands. I put rubber bands on this customer. She had like 30 items, and she had multiples of granola bars. So I separated the granola bars, and as I told you guys, those rubber bands is one of the best return on investments. Cost $9 a whole bag on Amazon. Let me know and I'll post the link again. So she had like 4 items of granola bars, 4 quantity each. I put them in a rubber band, each set, its own separate little paper bag. Boom, up my tip like $9. So I ended up at 370 and 380 yesterday. Oh, here it is. I'm sitting at 1533, so I should be able to get to 2,000. Let's see, how much did I make yesterday? Yeah, I went out of the house at night. 373. Crazy. Nothing great. I did one good order at 58. What made me get there was continuity. 730, 58, 922, double, 53, 1109, I got it at 49. 1 o'clock at $12, 150 at $25, 230 at $16, 340 at $23, 520 at $52. It was a mess. 630, $41, 838, $30. 10 batches. Wow. So that was probably like 16 deliveries. I did a few doubles and triples. But anyways, the confusion over the Instacart military replacement mandate. Sir, yes sir. That's what I call it. Who was it? Oh, one of you guys asked. I could sense the frustration just by reading your message, your comment on the refunds. Okay, number one, with the Android, you still have the capability, some accounts, because you know that Instacart, each account is different. I may see something different about replacements that someone else doesn't see on an Android or an iPhone, so just pay attention to your account. If you have an Android though, what happens is when the customer does not request a refund or anything like that, you still have the option on the Android to say no stock or not available, and then on the Android, the app still shows you like reasons. Customer requested a refund, out of stock, other reason. If you have that option and you want a refund, go ahead and refund. Just make sure you tap on the one that says customer requested refund. I used to tap on the out of stock all the time before this new thing came out, right? Like a month ago. So make sure you click on the one that says customer requested refund. If you tap on that one on the Android, then it's a positive score on your shopper quality, not a negative score. If you click out of stock, you're dead. It's gonna be a negative. It's gonna say unrequested refund. Now also remember, and Instacart knows this, the customer's not always available. It's gonna happen. It's not always available. They could be at work, they could have put the order in 3 days ago, they could be taking care of the baby at the time. So Instacart is really forcing you to replace. I already explained in one of my short videos. So now let's go to the iPhone and other accounts. If the app immediately after you go to scan an item, they don't have it in stock, click out of stock or whatever, the app is gonna say, if the app says customer request refund, if the app shows that, not the option that it gives you on the Android to click out of stock, customer requested refund, all the reasons, damaged item. No, it's just gonna say immediately when you hit not available, customer request refund. Patty request refund. If you refund it, it's a positive. It's not a negative because it was requested. Remember, if it's an unrequested refund, then you're gonna have to find something and just force it. You know, like yesterday, 2 days ago, I had to replace. They wanted the siete tortillas, the ones that I refrigerated, the siete tortillas, almond flour tortillas. The customer didn't request a refund, so I had to force replace it. And the app had me replace it with chickpea flour. You know, like, I just did it. You have to do it because if not, it's gonna affect your score. So Instacart is more concerned about the replacement, making that extra money. Some of the stuff they haven't marked up, then the customer, and then you. You're gonna have to do what you have to do to preserve your score, so you get to diamond, whatever your goal is, platinum, to be able to qualify for that, to supposedly see better badges October 1st. Now the app is also giving you an option, even if the customer is requesting a refund, to send them options, alternates. That's a new update. That's the confusion that one of you guys had. So you go to grab the item, the app says customer request refund. You can refund it right away if you want, or if it's a customer, the other choice that you have, if it's a customer that you know, or you want to provide a good service the way it should be, not the way Instacart wants it. Now the app gives you options to send 3 alternate replacements. Okay, so they're really pushing the replacements. It's all about money. So you have the option to, if the customer requests refund, just refund it. It's a positive score for your shopper quality scam, not score. Or you could send 3 options. They want Nathan's hot dogs, the skinless ones, they don't have it. Customer request refund. That's the customer. That's all they want, right? Instacart don't care. But now you have the option to click on customer request refund. It's a positive on your score. Send 3 pictures of, but the app wants you now to send 3 pictures if you want of other items such as Hebrew National hot dog or bar S. You'll see it that you have 3 options. You got to see 3 little squares grayed out with an X, I think, or with a little square on the top right-hand corner. So you can choose to scan 1 or 2 other replacement options. You don't have to do it. It's gonna. And here's the thing, you have to be quicker now. You know, your metrics have to be quicker because that's the way you're supposed to see better orders now. So Instacart confuses everybody, right? They're so contradictory against themselves. So you scan a Hebrew National hot dog or another one, then what's gonna happen, you gotta be careful. You hit, it's gonna say send at the bottom. Don't get confused thinking it's been replaced. All right, so if you choose to go that way to offer the other replacements, even though they requested a refund, click send, but you make sure those 2 items, don't leave them with the rest of the stuff that you scan, because you're gonna end up paying for those things. The customer doesn't respond sometimes, most of the time, right? And then you're gonna have to go back to the store, get it refunded. If you don't get it refunded, then you're gonna get an email from Instacart saying that you're using the card for purchases for yourself. So if you choose to do that way, what I would do, I would take those those replacement options that the customer has not replied to and put them at the bottom of the cart. You guys seen all of my videos. That's my standby stash. Or you can, if you're dealing with at Sprouts, where they got the little Teletubby carts, bring up the little tote, or go grab from the cashier and check out. Go grab a plastic bag and put the standby items in there so you don't mess up when it's time to go pay. So that's the explanation, the confusion that some of you have about the replacements. If the customer requests a refund, just refund it. it's so based on the shopper quality score now. Like my shopper quality score still needs work because I have 2 damaged items, which is bogus because we can't defend ourselves, right? So it's better off if the customer requests a refund, just refund it. Don't take a chance of sending those 2 other items and then you forget and it's in your pile, you pay for it, you end up giving it to the customer. It's a total of $9 extra on Instacart's credit card, payment card. You do it 2 or 3 times, you're gonna get that email that we're gonna deactivate you. Looks like you're misusing the card, etc., etc. Now, there's times you're gonna deal with your regular customer that you build that rapport, that relationship with, right? And I would do that for some of those customers that I have, like this 20% tippers. I got some 25% tippers, 30% tippers. They leave like a $80, $50, $60 flat tip. Then I would do it, but you have to be extremely careful because Instacart, that can deactivate you for any little thing. But I would make sure I create that habit of having your standby stash, whether it's at the bottom of the cart, whether it's a little tote that you can bring from your car, your vehicle, have it on your shoulder, whatever you need to do to protect your account. Because if you do it 2 or 3 times, you're done with Instacart, unfortunately. The margin of error with Instacart is so minimal. It's like walking on eggshells. So let me tell you what, I've done Instacart since 2017. This is the most stressful situation in which I encountered dealing with Instacart was 2019 when they came out with the rating system. I don't know any of you if you remember this. If you had to have exactly a 5-star to see batches. Otherwise, not like today. Now you have a 4.97, 4.91, 4.96, and you still see good batches. But at one point, you had to have an exact 5-star rating to see batches. Period. If your ratings drop to 4.98 the following week, you would actually look at this motherfucker. You would actually not see batches. Your income, I remember in Arizona, I would make like $1,700, and then my ratings dropped to 4.97. Next week, I had to do Instacart, DoorDash, Grubhub, Uber Eats. They fixed it because we all complained. So that was a very stressful time of my Instacart tenure. I know a lot of you remember that. We would actually wake up just to see. I remember. I think that it used to update like at 2:05 a.m. in Arizona. It was so stressful. It was so stressful, and I would wake up just to see if my ratings dropped. It was one of the most stressful times. This was just as stressful. Obviously, we try to deal with it, handle it, because now we're dealing that if your shopper quality score, it's if you have 400 deliveries and you're diamond, but your shopper quality score needs work, you're not going to be able to see good batches, which is BS, and it is very stressful. And again, this is all about them pushing replacements. Replacement means a lot of money. This costs $3 at the store, $4 on the app. Add it up. You do $3 each shopper makes a $3 markup in all together from the day, right? From all your batches. 500,000 shoppers, that's $1.5 million a day that they make on replacements. Times 30 days is $45 million a month. Times 12 months, oh my gosh, it's so much money. That's really what it is all about. They're pushing those replacements. Don't get me wrong, some of it too is because a lot of the shoppers would just go through batches, and I get it. I mean, you would see a non-tipper, like you got a refund. I get that part of it, but it wouldn't affect them as much if you just refund. So that's, in my opinion, the reason why they're doing it. They just want to show growth for the next quarter, so the new potential investors in the stock market, it attracts them because they see that graphic going up every quarter. Like, oh, this would be a good company to throw, $1 million in. I don't care. It's a 10% profit that they make after the quarter earnings report shows up, boom, you know, they made $100,000. But that's the explanation of this replacement thing. Now I'm here at my spot. We're gonna do the play-by-play today, and we're gonna do some videos tomorrow for the exclusive members, the access and the VIP cabras. Let's go online and let's talk to you guys. Let's see who's on board. What's up, Boris? Dame luz. Ace of Spades from Rhode Island. ¿Cómo está, papi? Laura, congratulations. Laura, very slow. And, oh, holy cow, look at this badge. $30, 60 miles. Mother flowers. That's a Yo Mama badge. Your mama can go shop it. It's crazy. Y'all better hurry up and not miss a batch. I gotta take a screenshot of that though. That's gotta be on Your Mama video. Congratulations to Laura. She won the contest on the $50. Did I Venmo you? Yeah. She got the exact amount right on that trivia we did for the batches. What I did, you can find a video on TikTok, Instacart Adventures, or here, in which I showed a batch, Air-on batch, would pay $115, and back then Instacart used to pay more, and I gave you guys the ingredients. Like they used to pay 40 cents an item, $15 base pay. If the order was over $200, an extra $100. So I asked on the video, if you get the exact amount, the $119 batch, how much it would pay back then. Laura won. It was $170.37. That Air One batch that I made $115. Yes, she got it exactly right. So congratulations, Laura. You took $50 out of my batch. Good job. Hey Kelly, good morning. Long time no see. Andre, Southwest Florida. I said I can volar. Andre, I lived in Miami for a short stint. I'm a plane freak. I have like a scanner here where I can listen to the airplanes and the pilots. And I used to hang out at the airport. 12? Yeah, 12. I know they got rid of that, right, Andres? Miami Airport. I used to park right by the runway. And I would bring my scanner and listen to the pilots take off, all the emergencies. So, man, I remember that. Was it Lejeune Road, Andres? The little road that takes you behind the airport by the runway? I used to park right by the runway. There used to be a parking spot, so everybody would just park and watch the planes. I had all my gear. I thought about opening up a channel for my, just for the airplane and the towers, but I don't have time. Boris says, last night I was a 260 and I was making my way home. Got an 89. Let's go. Ended the day with 350. Nice job. Yeah, that happens, huh, guys? Normally that happens, Boris, right? When you're like, you're done. You had a semi-okay day, and then you see like a $30 or $40 batch after you leave home, and you're like, I'm not turning around. But for an 89, you definitely turn around. Sweet. That happens all the time. Not an 89. I would have turned around too. Good job. Beast, 373. Twinsies. I did what, 369, I think? What I do yesterday? I did one after coming home, actually, because my cruise is leaving 40 days, so I'm full mode. I try to make, I'm going on a cruise for 5 days, so I have to make an extra 5 times 300, an extra $1,500 from today till the cruise. So I started that journey yesterday, where at night I'll go home, shower, eat, chill. If something good pops up by the house, I'm not leaving too far. I have a Target and a CVS right by the house. That's what I had last night at CVS. Half a mile delivery. I am like 500 feet from the CVS. I took it, got out of the shower, did up a 360, 373. Twinsies, Boris. Hey, Kelly. Kelly says, I still have that option, but I do try and reach out to the customer to ask if they would like a replacer for that item. Teletubby cars. Yeah. Teletubby cars. Hey, that's your Sprouts car. They're Teletubbies. They're made for Teletubbies. Doing a double, a Sprouts, or a triple, you need like 7 of those carts. They're made for Bo, Dipsy, Lala, and the other guy only. So Kelly says, you still have the option to, you have an Android, to request to click like out of stock, replacement. Is that what you're talking about? But you do try and reach out to the customer to ask if they would like a replacement for that item. Yeah, you want to provide good service, but at the same time, don't be too slow, because now your speed is part of your metrics. Remember that. So Instacart just cracks me up. Boris, I was on the, no, I go, was I on the 134? Yeah, I was on the 134 West Highway. That's right. You went to high school around here, right, Boris? North Hollywood? Yeah, I was on the 210. My dad's in La Crescenta, La Cañada area. So I was in the 210 east to the 2 south, 134 west to my spot. Oh, so Kelly has an Android. Yeah, Kelly, be careful. Check your speed too. That's part of the equation now. How'd you do yesterday, Kelly? There's 25 of you on board right now. Speak up. Come on, guys. Who's on board? Just shout out on the chat and see where you're from. And tell them where you're from. There's 25 of you on board. I only see Boris, Ace of Spades. How's Rhode Island, Ace of Spades, today? Laura's in South Carolina. Kelly, Andres. Come on, guys. There's only like 3 commenting. There's 22 of you. Who you at? Where you at? Who with that? Where you from? How long you been doing Instacart? How was your day yesterday? Marley in Jersey. Dame Lou. How's it going, Marley? Speak up, guys. How was your day yesterday, Marley? There we go. We got Kelly. Megan! What up, Megan? I love the way that's spelled with an M-E-A. It's always unique when you got unique names. Megan, dame luz. Central Florida, what part? I used to live in Kissimmee in St. Cloud for 12, 13 years. Yes. I used to own a mortgage company over there. And I used to own 4 Nextel stores. Sprint stores, cellular phone stores. Yeah, I know Florida. I miss them Publix croissant donuts. I probably won't eat them now as much, but man, those croissant. You guys ever try the Publix croissant donuts? Yo, it's been like 10 years. I miss fishing in Florida, though. I used to do a lot of bass fishing. Lake Toho, Picaliga. Big ass lake. Kelly was working. Kelly says, yesterday I was working my day job, but I had to pick up an extra shift early in the week, so most of the day was overtime. Oh, overtime. No tax on overtime. Yeah, it passed Congress, and the no tax on tips, but there's one more step. But yeah, the no tax on tips, it's gonna help us so much. You're gonna be able to save like $4,000. 4 extra grand in your pocket. Boris asked me, do they still have that 4 and 20 restaurant across the street? They have a bomb black bean burger with jalapeno sauce. What's the name of it? I'll try it. Let's go 4 and 20. I'll Google it. Hey Siri, 4 and 20 restaurant. Oh, 420 Cafe, that private club? Let's go. I'm gonna try it. Let me screenshot it. Screenshot it. I'll try it, man. Great day for Marley, 257 in Jersey. Jersey means miles. I was there 8 months ago. My aunt died. My mom died a year and a half ago, and that was my mom's favorite. It was actually my aunt on my dad's side, but she passed, so I flew to Jersey. I have to go over there because I've been thinking about opening up a coffee company. I was almost opening up the coffee company, but then mom passed. Oh, I can start thinking about my mom. Sorry. It never goes away, guys. Your life totally changes. guys. Anyways, Marley, you never does. Same here 3 years ago. I need air. Man, I miss my mom. That's the reason why I moved back from Arizona. Like my mom was, I know she was due to go up to heaven soon, so I was glad to spend her last 2 years with her here, helping her out as much as I could. And now my dad had a stroke 2-3 months ago. It was all over the news because my dad's with the Dodgers. He's a Dodger legend. So I go there every morning to help him. Sorry. Oh man, it's like mom just died. Now dad had a stroke. It's like, okay, let's change the subject. Talk to me about something else, guys. Sorry about your mama, Marley. Just gotta move on, but it's never the same, man. It's like you don't care. You care, but you don't. Right? Like whatever. Okay, Ace of Spades. In Newport, Rhode Island, I did okay yesterday on the weekend. All the shoppers come out, so not enough batch to go around to everyone. So it was a lucky day for me yesterday. Sweet, good job. So far you got a triple. Good stuff. Yeah, that's the thing, guys. You know, you got to pay attention to the other shoppers. You're not competing against them. You're competing for yourself because you want to be smart about making decisions when you do Instacart. Like right now, who's here? 1, 2, and there's probably a couple hiding behind the streets. That's normal. There's gonna be 2 or 3 hiding behind the streets, so they don't. So you don't know that. You don't want them to think that they're here. So you're not paying attention to the app. You know, we all know that game. So I know, like, the one that's here, I know he's not seeing good batches, so I know I have an opportunity. Now, there's days he's seeing better batches than I am, or maybe there's days 4 shoppers here are seeing better batches than myself. So I'm like, you know, you have to accept that and then go to another location, move around. A lot of you try to fight personally against those shoppers. No, that's stupid. I'm sorry, it is. Get your emotions out of the game. Yes, sometimes our emotions get into us. We're human, right? But try to think logically. Like, I know if good batches come out, I have a really good chance. Now, later on, when there's some of the guys are like in Top Gun mode because of their stuff, their app, their quality score is good, then I know I may have to, if I see like a $10 batch right now, half a mile, I won't take it, because I know who's here. Now, if I see 7 or 8 are here and 5 of those are seeing better batches than because I know their metrics, then I'm gonna take it. A lot of you try to get mad at those guys or those girls. It makes no sense. Accept what the system's giving you. Know who's seen better batches today. Try to stay in my car, or I'll stay. I have my little group, just me, Deanna, and Ice, and Phil whenever he's here. But everybody talks, so you just be smart, just listen, observe, listen, and apply it. And you got to get consistent numbers every Sunday. That's the name of the game. I love it. I don't. I mean, like when the app went out, I knew there was a lot of emotional shoppers that quit. I'm like, perfect, quit. They quit. I'm sorry. I know that. I knew. Now that the app didn't crash for so long, because remember, every time the app crashes for like 3 or 4 hours, there's a backlog. What's going to happen when the app is up and running? There's going to be a lot of good doubles and triples, because they got to make up Instacart, the system, for those customers that didn't get their orders, because those customers are going to be upset. Where's my order? I'm sorry, the app crashed. Hour 2. Where's my order? Where's my order? So think of all of those things, guys. Get the emotion out of the game. Let the emotional shoppers quit. You know, and then I had my Grubhub on, remember, and DoorDash. I didn't get anything, but then I ended up making $270 on that day, and it wasn't a great day. It doesn't mean there's got to be a lot of doubles and triples all the time. No, if it's a slow time of the week, of the month, like the last week of the month, it's always slower, then you may not see, because a lot of you send me a message like, Gary, what you said didn't work. I didn't see anything. Well, it's still a slow day. If your market's, you got to know your market. You got to know your type of day. Last week of the month, remember, it's going to be slower. But I was able to get 30s and 40s. But the app was only gone for an hour, I think. Maybe an hour and a half. Now, if it would have been 3-4 hours, whew, music to my ears. And we still managed. But you got to understand how to play this game, guys. Get the emotions out of the way. All right, let's see. Kelly says, supposed to be raining here this afternoon, which makes us busy. Got to be sure to bring along my rain gear when I go out after martial arts class. Oh, cool stuff. Ah! Hey, y'all. $37, 24 miles. Kelly, where is it? It's weird. Every market is different with the rain. Here, rain, the customers are so appreciative in this area. Unfortunately, in this zone, that when it rains a lot, they feel bad. A lot of the customers, they tell me they feel bad ordering because we're gonna get like rained on. So I always tell the customers, no, order. It is very weird here in this area, in North Hollywood, Studio City. The customers are so nice. This is why I like this area. They're very appreciative of what we do. A lot of them, not all of them, most of them. Even when it rains, they're like, oh, I don't want you guys to get wet. I'm like, no, order. But you can go to other zones, maybe like Kelly said, and you would kill it. Like with DoorDash, right? Rain or snow. DoorDash, you're going to see rain or snow, you're going to see peak pay immediately. Good point brought up, Kelly. Good luck. Marley's doing the Kirkland factory drop. Costco around here, the drop around 20 peeps. Plus the ones that you don't know that are in the car or in the back behind the parking lot, right? There's always those guys. They're not always here. They're going to be hiding back there. They're being smart. So they can catch you asleep. They take your batch. So Costco, I did Costco for many years. I was a Kirkland hobo, Kirkland factory hobo. I was there every day, every order. When I really started to make more consistent money, I mean, I've always worked hard to try to make good money, which I have in Arizona. Sorry guys. Ooh. Yeah, I always try to make, I had a brain fart. I lost it. I'll have to read the comment again. Oh yeah, but when I moved back here, then I realized I knew I had to stop doing Costco all the time, because with Costco, the potential to make what you can is not there. I mean, I'm sorry. Believe me, I was a Costco hobo, a Kirkland factory hobo, because you would go there, you see, you're just waiting. It's the casino. I call it the casino. You're just waiting for big batches. It's the drop, and it's $9.58, and you see a $35 Rouse, 2 miles, 20 items, and you don't take it. You guys can relate because you're waiting for that Costco order. So when I said, okay, I want to get to 2K a week, I have to leave Costco. In the first week I left Costco was really hard. I had the withdrawals, man. Like, yeah, and I did it. Many times I woke up where I wanted to go there. Like, let me do a couple in the morning, 7 a.m. to 9:30, then go to the drop. No, Costco's Costco's a casino. That's what Costco is. Most of the time you're gonna lose because you are spending way too much time, downtime over there. But now, that being said, I know a lot of you are in cities and zones where there's only a Costco and a Rouse. So at that point, you don't have a choice. But if you have an opportunity, if you're in a location in an area where you have a lot of stores besides Costco, you are gonna make more money. I promise you. Once you get used to the other stores, than just waiting at Costco. I did it, guys. I drove 15 miles to do a Costco delivery. I would come back, not even pay attention to my phone, and just come back to Costco. I would make 200, 250, where I knew I could make 300, 350 doing orders. And at the end of the day, eventually, you're gonna get more high-paying orders once you know the stores, who orders which days, etc., etc. I'm not trying to disencourage you from Costco orders. I'm just letting you know, if you have an opportunity to do stores you have a lot of stores besides Costco in your zone, give it a shot, because Costco's a casino. That's what the Kirkland factory is. You sit there, somebody got an 80, you see a $45 Sprouts that's literally a mile away, double 4 miles. You're like, nope, you let it go. Yeah, I get it though. Costco is, it's a casino. Some of you are fortunate that you make 300-400 a day, so congrats to you. In that case, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But if you see that you're having a lot of downtime, a lot of inconsistencies, and I see that from a lot of the Kirkland hobos, Kirkland factory hobos. I was one of them. One day I would make 120, next day I would make 400, next day I would make 100, next day I would make 250. It's like this. But in that span, I would let go so many easy Sprouts, $25 1 mile routes, literally a mile from Costco, and so on. So give yourself a shot without Costco. If you have all the stores around you, you see what I'm talking about. You gotta go like, oh, believe me, I did Costco, guys, every day. Marina del Rey for like 6 months, Burbank, Gilbert, for a consistent time. Like, yeah. All right. Pia! Hi, Pia Hidalgo. Pia, are you the one from TikTok? I just saw Pia on my TikTok. Pia, you moved to Florida a year ago from LA, missing the adjustments. I know, those adjustments came in nice. That's another thing about in LA. Like, there's some batches that are on the verge of being profitable, right? But you're like, oh, I got Prop 22. Like, there's so many orders from this store, $50, 40 items, double or triple to West Hollywood or Beverly Hills. Like, oh my gosh, 10 miles. I mean, the traffic to Beverly Hills sometimes. But you would go, you know what? I think I can make it in an hour and a half. I'll make $30 an hour or 28. But they're gonna pay me an extra $20 of Prop 22 because I'm the extra time in the traffic. So that's one of the advantages of LA. But everything else is more expensive here, right? The good thing about Prop 22 too, it gives me the chance to take breaks. Not necessarily at home, but in the car where I'm like, I'm not chasing that match because I have leverage. Like, I'm at 15 what? I'm at 1535. I made like $29 double, 5 miles. It's tempting. Oh shoot. Okay, I gotta pay attention. 33, 14 miles. There's a tempting $29 5 miles, but it's Saturday. Saturday or Friday? It's Saturday, right? Yeah. So no, there's a couple good orders I gotta come out today here, so I'm gonna gamble. Now, if I was $1,000 for the week, I would have jumped on that. So you guys gotta adapt every day of how you play this game. Let's go back to Pia. Yeah, the adjustment is a good thing. It really is. So like Thursday's adjustment come in, 250. I know I can take it easier. I think you can literally, I mean, if you work as much as I do, like the effort, you can actually, if you work every day, like you can probably make 2,400 a week. But that's what I like about Prop 22. I can just sometimes be lazy. You have to rest your body too, man. And as long as I'm like, right now, my goal's always 1,800. If I see I'm close to 2K, then I'm going for 2K. I take it easier than I did last year. Last year, I made $2,000 a week for 8 straight months. That's insane. I look at my data like, wow. But then I'm like, you know what? I'm not taking any breaks. I'm not going to my Dodger games. And this year I said, no, that's it. I'd rather take my 1,800 for sure. If I get to 2,000, I get to 2,000. And then I can go to my Dodger games. Like, I get, thanks to my dad, I get free tickets, and my brother, who is the commentator for the Dodgers. And I only went to 1 game last year. 1 game. I had the chance to go to 80 games. And this year I said, nope, I'm aging. I need to enjoy life. I'm going to get on a cruise every 4 months. I'm going on a cruise in 40 days. I just got off a cruise 2.5 months ago. And I can't kill myself. But I thank Prop 22 for that. And my efforts. Sometimes you take those mile-long drives, right, Pia? And you know you're gonna get it on the back end. So I may do 200 one day or 180, but I know on the back end I made another $50 with Prop 22. So that's the good thing, leverage you got about Prop 22. I wish every state had Prop 22, man, because the pay is just crazy with LA. I'm sorry, with Instacart. Andres Hernandez says, are you going to do any Costco runs this weekend? I'm at Costco. I haven't seen anything over $15 in the past hour. No, the only reason why I did Costco like 3 weeks ago is because it was really, really slow. I know that I can recover at Costco. So I did it for a week. That 1 week was enough. I'm like, I'm not going back to this place. I'm sorry, guys. I'm just like, I had enough of Costco. You get to the parking, sometimes it takes you 5 minutes to find a parking spot. And I had an issue that I was already, like I said, I could get an $80 and that ambition, that Kirkland Factory Casino ambition, I get an 80, then I came back to my other spots. Before I get an 80, that casino, I'm going back to try to get another 80, you know. But no, what happened was too, I had a couple issues there. Like, I'm not dealing with Costco. I got an order. You guys saw the video, the vacuum. The customer was not there to sign. I had to return the vacuum. I waited in line 1 hour. They sent me a return code 3 times. It didn't work. Then they told me to keep it, but then they hung up. I'm like, are you sure? It's a $500 item. I'm like, I don't trust Instacart. Sure enough, I kept it. They told me keep it or donate it. I kept it. 2 days later, I get an email saying that I'm using the card, misuse of the card, warning that you're not returning stuff. That's Costco crap, man. Like, no. And then, unfortunately, the next day after the vacuum cleaner issue, I went to Costco and I forgot my card here, my payment card. So I had to use my card. Luckily, it was a double where it was only like $120 and $90. So I had to pay for it. And I got reimbursed in 2 minutes on the first item. And then they didn't reimburse me on this. I swear, I did the delivery on the first customer and then the second customer. And as soon as I hit complete, and it's on a video, on a live video, on a play-by-play. As soon as I took off from that guy's home, the second delivery, I got a reimbursement. I got reimbursed like that. The pictures were clear. I took pictures for the receipt, my card, so they can see. And then the second reimbursement, I didn't get it until like 3 days ago. Unbelievable. This was 3 weeks ago? Yeah. So when I saw they were not going to reimburse me the second customer B, I'm like, oh no. I'm sure they went into my account and they saw that I had the vacuum cleaner, that they see a loss for my account, and they didn't reimburse me for 3 weeks until yesterday. And that's when I got the email a couple of days after that. I guarantee you that's what happened. They reimbursed me the first one right away, and then the second one, they looked into my account. They saw that I had a $500 surplus, negative to them, because that Costco item was not returned, and then they didn't reimburse me. And I was gonna be okay with that. I'd rather just have them keep the $120, have the vacuum, than they're trying to deactivate my account. So I didn't expect to get reimbursed, and I finally did a few days ago. Unbelievable, man. So I said, I'm done with Costco. I'm not touching Costco until after I come back from the cruise, unless I really have to go to Costco. There's your answer, Andres. A little long, huh? Marty says, I just do the drop and move on to the rest. There you go, Marty. That's a good option. I started doing that too towards the end. Like, I'm just going to do the drop, but then I will get sucked right back in. Go try to do another Costco. So I applaud you, Marty, for that discipline if you actually do that every time. Because many times I would do one and then go back. Again, I only go to the Kirkland factory if it's dead here, like in my zone. Boris says, I do Costco in my main store from 10 to 7, but I'll take any batch that's good from other stores. Good discipline. The Punisher, there you go. This is for you. You're the one who asked about the replacements. Are we clear about the confusion on the replacements? If you just logged in now, you went in now, go to the beginning of this video. I explained it pretty clear. So let me know if that was you. Yendi Flo, mi hermano, from the Dominican Republic. That's my buddy, Yendi Flo. He's a kid that I'm trying to help. He's a poor kid from the Dominican. He's got this YouTube channel, and I've helped him. And he's got a Yendi Flo channel. He does some just funny stuff. He's a really poor kid, and I send him money to paint his little. Check out his channel, Yendi Flo. Paint his wall, and I gotta. What did I just take? That's what happens sometimes. You take a batch for not paying attention. Yeah, I'm canceling this. Hell no, your mama. He's going on Hollywood, West Hollywood. See that? Now I have to hurry up before another batch comes up. $35, 8 miles. But see how quick your reaction comes. I'm gonna cancel. I've been working on bringing my cancellation rate down, which I have. It's at 4%. But see, that was a wasted cancellation. But I don't regret it because I'm doing a video for you guys. If I was paying attention, I would have not taken it. You've done this for so long that you have the ability to look immediately the mileage and go, no, I'm not taking it. Saludo, Yendi Flo. Boris says, I've been taking more time off too. A bit hard because I wanted to hit 2,000 a week, but my body needs the rest. That's right. You got to listen to your body, man. That's it. I haven't gotten sick in a while. Naco madera. But yep. But it was fun doing 2,000 a week. There's a lot of sense of pride. Like, I wonder how many other shoppers have accomplished that. To do 2,000 a week for 8 months, guys. And I just gave up. I said, I'm done. I don't need to do this anymore. The reason why I did it is because I promised. There was a friend, Fred. He's here. Pedro, Fred. You'll see him here eventually. That he kept pushing me every Sunday. Like, where are you at? Like 1970? No, you got to do one more, man. So he's like 100K again this year. I'm like, okay. I said, if I make it 100K on Instacart only, I'm gonna give you a gift. I'll give you $1,000. I told him, and he didn't believe me, I guess. But I ended up making 115,000 last with Instacart, and I bought him. He didn't want the money, so I bought him a badass recliner. It was like $800. A nice, I think San Francisco or 49ers is his team. I bought him a nice friggin' recliner on Amazon. They shipped it to him. He had to hook up with the freight company because it was so big. It was not your standard little rinky-dinky Amazon truck. It had to be like a semi or something, or one of those big trucks. And they brought him that. So that's one of the reasons why he's the one that pushed me to get to 100 last year before. So I send him that in appreciation, because if it wasn't for him, I would have been happy in 1920, 1915. But then it kept looking good, like 2000, 2000, 2000, 2000, 2000, 2000. On top of that, all the haters. You guys remember all the haters? You have a bot. You have a bot. All the jerks, excuse my language, and assholes around here. Like that guy right there, the Henry guy. He's the one who tried to get me deactivated because he's very territorial. He thinks this is his land. He's Armenian, dude. He was writing up a group to get me deactivated, sending a letter to Gelson's, sending a letter to Instacart. It's these guys. And that's what kept me fueled. You guys remember how worked up I used to get? That kept me fueled. I used to take Sundays off, and they got me so upset that I would work on Sundays on purpose at one point, because they're like, he doesn't work on Sundays. So I started coming on Sundays too. That's the way I retaliated, not fighting with these people. I said, let me just do more batches. But it was really taking a toll on me. I'm like, you know what, whatever. They're just hypocrites. That guy right there, the Henry guy, he sells fake insurance cards to shoppers to scam Instacart. I could rat him out, right? I don't have time for that, man. But I let Karma handle it. He sells it for $200 to shoppers. He makes fake insurance cards. This is the guy who's worried about integrity. That guy, that Armenian dude. Yep. Fake insurance cards. $200. He probably has one of them, I would assume, right? If he's selling it, he sends a fake card to Instacart to get his stipend. That's Mr. Right. These guys, I'm telling you. But now I'm like, whatever. I hope they catch him, but I'm not the one to go and send a letter Instacart. Like, you know, he admitted to a couple of shoppers too, like, you know how many letters I send to Instacart of all these guys, because he's very territorial. If he doesn't catch a batch, oh no, the world ends. It's all about him. If he doesn't catch a batch, everybody is a cheater, because he is the man. He's very narcissistic. Anyways, let's get the good energies back. Andres Hernandez says, thanks for the tips on buying Instacart stocks. I've been buying 2 every week. There you go. What is it now? 45 bucks? I mean, guys, I had 155 unrequested refunds. It went down to 42. I'm replacing everything. Remember, it's more money. That graphic in the next quarter is going to show increase. Now, what I recommend, if you invest in the stocks, pay attention a day or two before when they got to get the report. That's when everything gets hyped up. A lot of people like to pump it and get everybody emotion involved, so everybody start putting money, so you know when to pull out. Now, don't expect to put 100 and get 500. No, it's going to be maybe 10%, you know. But remember, all these companies are always going to look for ways to show more profit, more gross profit. The investors want to see that graph going up, because if I see that graph continues going up, I said, this is an opportunity to invest in that company. Let me give it a shot. Let me throw 2,000 bucks, you know, for somebody else. Let me throw 500 grand, which is nothing for somebody else. And that's ultimately what benefits Instacart. Once any company gets in the stock market, it changes. It's not so much about the shoppers anymore, or their, in a sense, of their employees. It's about how to keep those investors happy so they don't pull out their money. Yeah. And they'll send us a, you know, pretty BS note, or like, we care about you, blah, blah, blah. Okay, you just follow the game. But good luck. Pia Hidalgo, thank you. Pia Hidalgo came from the TikTok. Thank you, Pia. I appreciate you. Pia, TikTok is non-stop, boy. Oh my gosh. YouTube, I'll upload every 3-4 days. YouTube is more informational, educational. TikTok is more fun. I mean, there's just silly stuff, and that's me being silly too, right? But over there, to keep your algorithm going over there, you need to post like 6 to 8 times a day. Oh my gosh. But I decided to do it, so I'm doing it every day. And today we're doing the play-by-play here. Pia, thank you. If you could send me some referrals to this channel, I would appreciate it. Pia Hidalgo, saludos y gracias. Shireen, ¿qué lo que? Dame luz. Where you at, Shireen? La 305 de Miami. Hacer que volar. Coño, hacer cómo te está yendo. How early do I start? 7:30. I go to my dad's. He had a stroke, so I'm helping him in the mornings. Sometimes at 8. When I don't go to my dad's, depends on my day. If I'm like, I want to try to make 350 today, then I'll start at 6:30. But mostly 7:30. Most of the time when I start early, like at 6, is when I want to do videos, edit. It's a lot more time consuming now editing, because I'm doing TikTok. And again, I have to post like 6-7 videos a day. Insanity. Yeah, a lot of times I'll start early. I'll park here just to do the editing or the videos that I did from yesterday. Like, I got so much content, I can't catch up. One thing I won't do is deal with editing at home. Once I get home, nope. I want nothing to do with video editing. So total respect for those of you that go home and set up your studio in the back, which I initially, remember the studio I set up upstairs? Well, I ended up bringing my son from Arizona. I said, come stay here. So he took over. So the studio is no studio no more, but it's insanity. Oh, there's Fred. I kept my promise. He's the one. Is he Fred? He's the one that pushed me to make over 100 grand. We ended up at 114 minus. We had a deduction of $1,000 for your chair. Are you using your chair? You better be using your chair, bro. If not, I'll take it. How do you like it? Honestly, tell me, is it okay? Is it too big, too small? Honestly, though, Fred is the one that pushed me. Really good friend right there, too. He would push me like, Gary, you're soft. You only make 19, 20. He did it. He still tries to push me. I'm like, Fred, no, it's not happening this year. I think I'm still going to make 100 grand, but nope, it's not happening. No, no, no. Not happening, Fred. But I thank you. You're the one who pushed me. And does your wife like it, Fred? Because I know I should have checked with your wife first, huh? I know they are like, yeah, that doesn't fit here. That doesn't go with the wall. Tell me your honest answer, too, on that one. Shireen is in Detroit. How's Detroit? Good luck to you over there, Shireen. I heard Uber, it's horrible in Detroit. I heard they pay nothing, Shireen. And I hope you do well today. Megan Stevens, my TikTok is Instacart Adventures. Yeah, Instacart Space Adventures. And the handle is altogether Instacart Ventures. The name is Instacart Space Adventures. The handle is at Instacart Ventures together. Instacart VEN, no ad Ventures. Shireen, you still want to hit 2,000 a week? Do it, girl. Go for it. You know, you do what you need to do for yourself and your family, right? Motivate them, mi gente, deme luz. All right, guys, that's 57 minutes in. 3 more minutes, then, and I got to do the play-by-play. Instacart is great, Shireen says, because I came from Orlando, Florida. Where in Orlando? I used to live in Kissimmee, St. Cloud. 13 years. Where in Orlando? Apopka, Ocala, Maitland. Yes, I lived in Kissimmee in St. Cloud, Florida. So humid over there, but I loved it. Just like the Dominican, DR, my country. I hope you will get your 2K, Shireen. Get that bread. What time do you start, Shireen? I used to start at 6 a while back, but it's from 6 to 7:30. I mean, you got to get an occasional. Mostly, you're going to get a $30 double or triple. Oh, Logan Michael, increase your tip. I got 3 increased tips yesterday. 4. There we go. There's another one. Well, maybe this is, yeah, I got a $5 increased tip. Talking about increased tips real quick. I know there's a lot of TikTok followers here now. Where'd it go? I had it right here. I was going to talk about it. I was going to talk about the thank you card. Ouch. Remember to get your thank you cards for damage control. Sometimes you do that batch and you feel like you messed up and you got to make it up to the customer at the door. If you don't see him at the door and you can't tell him in person, like, I'm sorry, it was my bad, I dropped the ball. Then you got these thank you cards. Amazon. These babies will get you increased tips, will get you out of jams. Especially if you personally write them, you connect more with the customer when they see that you took the time to like use your own handwriting. I'm sorry, I dropped the ball on this one. I owe you one, blah, blah, blah. Thank you. Leave it. By Instacart policy, you cannot put these things inside their bags. You can leave them outside the bags. And sometimes you just want to say thank you. Thank you so much. Like a customer that tips you well all the time. I appreciate your generosity. Drop them a little line. So order them from Amazon. Or sometimes Hobby Lobby has some cool deals. Unique. These are big. No, they're not big. Drop them a note. Thank you so much. These things will get you a lot of increased tips, and just take a humble approach, like you have to take a humble approach towards life when you're dealing with customers. And let them know if you messed up, that you messed up. This is for good damage control too. So get your thank you cards on Amazon. I promise you, there's so many ways you can get increased tips. If you apply all of them, there's a chance you're gonna get 5 to 8 increased tips a week. I think that's what I get, between 5 to 8. It's almost because of good communication, the rubber bands, Here's my rubber bands. I have them here in this car stick, so I have them right here in my stick shift. Stick. I got an increased tip because of this yesterday again. They had 4 granola bars of chocolate, 4 bar, 4 Mezcla brand, 4 Aloha brand, rubber band inside of an old paper bag. Boom, increased tips, have $9. Just because you pay attention to detail. There's some batches coming out today, which I like. You found me? Cool. Follow me, Megan. I'll follow you back. Thanks. Megan, where are you at? Where are you located at, Megan? That Punisher, you got this was for you, man. Or ma'am, I don't know if you're a guy or a girl. This is for you. I talked about the confusion with the replacements. Kelly says, I look for thank you cards at the thrift stores. Sometimes you can get a bunch for $1 or $2. Yeah, that's a good deal. I used to, I just like going to the Hobby Lobby, man. There's so much unique stuff. My son's a gamer, so when he decided to move back, I went over there and decorated his wall with cool stuff for gaming. But yeah, you can go to the thrift store, dollar store. For me now, I just use mostly the convenience of Amazon. You can't go wrong. Link Life Money, what is your biggest money mistake or financial life lesson? I was a professional baseball player. I got drafted. I was the 55th pick on the Major League Baseball draft. Thank you. And I was smart initially. They paid me $144,000, my signing bonus, which now, if you're the 55th, I was the 44th pick in the draft with the Houston Astros. Now, if you're the 44th pick, you get a minimum like $1 million. But anyways, life changes. I was smart initially. I got me a Ford Escort, a cheap car. Remember the Ford Escort? They were so crappy. And then I invested like $40,000. I was a baseball card addict on baseball card cases, like expensive sets, like a 1989 Score football case. It was like $2,000, where they had like a Barry Sanders rookie card. I should have kept those, all those cases, upper deck. So I did well initially, yes. And then I bought me a Mustang. I didn't pay for all of it. I financed it, which is smart. And I still have those cases, but I sold them like 2 years later. I should have never done that. That was my biggest life lesson right there. Financial. And then I quit baseball. I had a mortgage company. I had 3 Nextel stores. Yeah. And I was making a lot of money. But then, I don't know if I call that a lesson. I was doing well the mortgage company. Then I found like a couple of my mortgage brokers were doing shady stuff, doing fake signatures. So I said, I'm going to close this mortgage company, because if they bust one of those of my mortgage brokers, it goes on me. So when where's Jeanette? She was my underwriter in my office. She said, I think this guy is making fake signatures. Look at this signature. I shut down like 3 weeks later. I told everybody I'm shutting down the mortgage company. I sent a message to the Office of Financial Regulation, because if they would have busted one of those guys, my company was going to be all over the news. So, but that's when the mortgage thing I also closed it, because I saw that the banks were lending money to anybody. McDonald's employee, a $400,000 home. I said, this is going to collapse. And you guys remember the 2008 collapse? 2008? So there I had a line of credit. I had 3 Nextel stores. I was making good money. I had enough funds, but then things went south. And I shut down the stores. The economy tanked. So it was crazy, that collapse. I mean, it hurt me. It hurt everybody. All the banks were closing. Remember, all the businesses were closing. And I had to file for bankruptcy. So, but I don't think that was his biggest mistake as before when I sold all my other baseball card memorabilia. Not individual cards. I just bought the boxes, cases. Like a case that has 20 boxes of it. And I sold it too early. Because the 2008 was a collapse for everybody. I mean, all the banks struggled. The government had to assist Obama, right? Fund money to Wells Fargo. I mean, it was a collapse, recession. So I'm not going to take much blame on that one. I used to keep like 10,000 bucks under my couch, under my mattress and checks, but I did the right thing of shutting down the mortgage company. But I think the initial one was worse. There you go. That was too long, wasn't it? Kelly says, my daughter works at Hobby Lobby. I can use her discount too. Let's go! You're smart, Kelly. You're one of those, like, you have a coupon, your daughter works there, you find a coupon online, and you end up buying a $10 set of cards for $1.50. Let's go! My type of girl. Lick live money. Thank you for sharing. I appreciate you hearing your story. Have you always had good work ethic? Did you learn that from your family? That's a good question, man. I think I had the good work ethic after I played baseball. I think when I played, I just didn't understand it. I like this guy. He got some good questions. My work ethic came after I stopped playing. When I played, I just didn't understand. I grew up here in LA and in the Dominican, back and forth, because my dad was with the Dodgers. He's still with the Dodgers. Back then, he was still playing. Now he's like an assistant. But I was going back and forth. LA, Dominican, LA, Dominican, LA, Dominican, LA, Dominican. Hold on, guys. And growing up around celebrities my whole life, I think you take it for granted. You're in that circle. Like, I got pictures with, I went to the White House. I got a picture of me at the White House with my dad, so I'm great. Now I appreciate it. And I look at all these pictures like, man, I was at the freaking White House, So growing up in that circle, I didn't work as hard when I got drafted. It's just, I was young and I didn't understand. I really didn't understand. And then I had the cultural difference between here and the Dominican. And I was a very religious guy. I was carrying a Bible all the time and reading my Bible. And most of the athletes, man, it's drink and smash. So I didn't fit in a lot well with my teammates when I played baseball because I was cool. I wasn't partying all the time like a lot of these athletes do, man, and like banging every night. You're getting a lot out of me, man. And a lot of my teammates didn't like me because I didn't fit in with them, but I had to stick to who I was. And at the same time, I was in my 20s trying to find out my identity from two cultures. So it was like a friggin' stuck fart in my mind. But then I think when I stopped playing baseball was when I realized, like, maybe because I had to survive. When I got drafted, I got a 4-year paid because I got recruited by Arizona State from Fullerton. So I signed a full ride offer Arizona State. So I signed a letter of intent with Arizona State. When I got drafted, we made sure that the Houston Astros gave me 4 years of 4 years included 4 semesters of Arizona State. So I had how much was it back then? I don't remember how much each semester was at Arizona State. But that amount, was it 40, 50,000? Let's say it was 40,000. Apart from 144 grand, they give you like a credit basically. They didn't give me an extra $44,000. It's called the MLB College Reimbursement Program. MLB College Major League Baseball College Scholarship Plan. That's it. Yeah. So it was like $50,000. I don't remember. Where if I would quit playing baseball, I would go back to school. I would pay the tuition that Major League Baseball would reimburse me. I never used it. I wish I would be able to transfer it to my son, but my son, luckily, he was a good student. He got almost a full scholarship in helped with the funds for his school, and he graduated. But yeah, that's when I decided. Ooh, look at that one. I don't like sprouts. No, never inventory. And then I'm like, crap, what am I gonna do? So here's the story. I met a Nextel guy. Remember the Nextel company, Sprint? They're selling phones, and I started selling stuff at a flea market. Selling phones. Before you knew, I worked my ass off in there. I opened up a little car wash back then, and then I was making like 75 grand out of the flea market. And then I expanded. Nextel Corp gave me an opportunity. I found a few spots. They gave me an opportunity to grow and open up some retail fronts at the mall, and from there I took off. And then I worked my butt off. So I really started working my butt off after I stopped playing baseball. I wasn't good taking instruction as a baseball player. I was young, I was confused, the culture's differences. The teammates didn't like me because I wasn't banging a chick every night. Excuses, I'm just keeping it real. Or drinking every night. And I was okay with that, but it was hard to fit in. A couple of times I had to go out just to be part of the thing, but I had to stick to who I was. But then, yeah, after playing baseball, that's when I decided just to really focus and work and making. I was very emotional investor too. You know, after I opened the flea market, the cell phones, I did some crappy investments, and then I just learned. I'm a couple tumbles, but we're here now. Grow up, right? And did I learn it from my family? Yeah, my dad signed one for. My dad was signed for $300. I got a signing bonus for $144,000. My dad signed for $300. He used to sell candy on the streets. Then he would go and go play baseball, and then his mom, my grandma, would whip his ass. And then he made it. He became a really good baseball player. He has a lifetime career average of 304, and thanks to that, we're here, and his work ethic is pretty amazing. And mom too. Mom didn't have to work, but she always had her entrepreneurial side. A little boutique, sell some clothes, take it to the Dominican. Yeah, a lot of great memories. Joy, what's up? Kelly Ward, but yeah, and a lot of people ask me, well, you're not back in baseball. I got offers to get back, but I'm not 20 years old anymore. I make good money. Look, I'm wearing a t-shirt. I listen to music. You know, I'll take a break. I have offers to scout for major league teams for like 60, 70 grand. But no, and travel again, no, I'm not doing that. And I got offered to be a scout. Oh, to be an MLB interpreter. Basically to go, maybe make 100 grand and go with the Latin players and be their like chaperone, basically. Help them interpret. No, I'm not doing that. Those guys want me to. I'm gonna not being their bitch, basically. Taking them to clubs, taking them to this. You have to be with them all the time. No, I'm not doing that. No, thank you. Take your money. I appreciate it. MLB interpreter for players? No. Like an assistant? No way. No. I mean, total respect for my boys, my Latino players, but the majority of them, maybe not nowadays because they're under the microscope a lot, but they just want to party, drink, and I had to be part of that. Can you imagine me being like an interpreter, an assistant of a couple of the Latin players, and knowing their wives? And then like, hey, hi wife, how are you? And then they want me to, no, sorry. So I enjoy what I do. Have I met Otani? Yes. I still talk to some ball players. Like I still talk to Raul Mondesi, David Ortiz. Yeah, I talk to some of those guys. Maybe one day we'll call and put you guys here. And yeah. I got some. Life must have been really difficult when you stop playing baseball. Well, I just answered that about coaching baseball. No, man, I'm not. all the traveling and this and that and all the politics, no. I'm not being told what to do anymore. Sorry. But good questions, Lick Life Money. I like your brain, your intellect. See, we can have a good lunch together and discuss stuff. I like to get deep into stuff. I'm a good student of everything that I do, that's for sure. Like I'm always analyzing the Instacart stuff or the DoorDash or the Grubhub. Like when I got deactivated, I knew I had to do Grubhub and DoorDash, and I became. You guys remember? I got to platinum with DoorDash and premier with Grubhub at the same time. So I always want to be the best at what I do. I learned that from my dad. Like I want to be good at it. I don't want to be mediocre. I want challenges. I want my mind to challenge me. Here we go. Andres says, my neighbor growing up is now the clubhouse manager for the race baseball team. Good stuff. Yeah, I can show you guys some pictures. I got a lot. Where's my other phone? I got about 58 phones. Let me see. Now, one day I'll show you some pictures. I got some cool pictures with me and my dad with celebrities. I was going yesterday through some of them. I saw pictures of my dad with Kenny Rogers, Kobe Bryant. Yeah, I got some pictures with Ken Griffey. That's some pictures with Kevin Costner, the athletes, the Hollywood stars, LA. Yeah, it's pretty cool. I appreciate it more now. Like, that's cool. I still get fan mail to sign baseball cards. So remind me whenever I get fan mail. I don't know how they find my address for my baseball cards. It's cool. They still send me some nice. I got one. I got an email about 4 months ago from a guy when I was in Able in minor leagues. There was this kid, what's his name? Ashton? Yeah, that he looked up to me. This was in 1990 something. And I treated him well with respect at his age. He sent me an email 35 years later. He sent me an email the other day saying, hey, this is me and me. You remember me? I'm like, yes, I remember exactly who it was. I said, I want to know that you made a difference in my life. I look at you like, yeah, this is 30 years ago, man. It's good stuff. I feel the same. I grew up around Oral Hershiser, Ron Say, Pete Guerrero, Pete Rose. And I remember Oral Hershiser grabbing in the Dodger clubhouse. Almost sort of was my godfather. The ball, make it out of baseball, out of tape, and make me feel special, young. So every time I see Oral Hershiser at the stadium, I'm like, man, you made a difference in my life. I still think about what you did for me at that age. I was little. I didn't know the language. You made me feel good in the Dodger clubhouse. I'm going too deep. I'm sorry. Man, 8:20, guys. We got nothing yet. I'm going to go. We're an hour and 18 minutes in. Thank you. Thank you for bringing a little bit out of my personal life, Link Life Money. I think you're the first I ever done that. But good luck today. And I'm doing play-by-play today. So I'll see you on the play-by-play. Let's see. We're at 1533. Hopefully make 250, 300 today. Hopefully. We'll see what happens. You just never know. Love you guys. Don't forget to go to Instacart. Listen, I didn't want to join TikTok. And for years, many of you guys, get to TikTok. So I did it. So you guys got to do it now. All right? Instacart Adventures on TikTok. Love you guys. La cabra, go